Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Whatta podcast. Hey, it's not Monday. I know. That's okay. Uh, Recording happened really late. There's been a lot of transitioning about, which is expected, of course. You know, it always happens, especially when it comes to the holiday times, and that's okay. You're kind of busy getting your life reorganized after you've been given a whole bunch of things, and you're like, well, what do I do with this? And it's like, well, have fun with it. Part of the main reason, besides just having to reorganize my existence because Christmas occurred, is because I got a desktop. That's insane, guys. That's literally insane. I've been working with the same laptop for about 2 years for all the stuff that I do, but I've been working with that laptop for a lot longer at this point, and it was not really capable of handling the things that I do. It was doing it, but it was struggling. It was struggling really hard, and understandably so. I was asking a lot of it, and of course, like whenever you're handed any laptop, you're asking a lot of it if you're going to do more than stream the internet and maybe watch a DVD if it has a disk drive. Which, hey, I hope all your stuff has disk drives. You know what? I know everyone wants to go with a slim, sleek, through the internet, digital age, but then there's going to come a point when that digital age crashes, and you're going to be running into the dudes like me with my DVDs and my CDs, and now my records, because I got a record player for Christmas, and I think that's also incredibly dope. I did get asked to rank my gifts, but I refuse to do that. I will willingly tell you all what I got, because I did get really awesome things. Yeah, like this was a Christmas that I just got a bunch of cool stuff, and I was like, wow, this is actually all really, really cool. And then also because of getting all this really, really cool stuff, yeah, I know I paused for an extended amount of time, and I'm gonna leave it in. It is what it is. Um, I know that getting all that cool stuff has really messed up my schedule for everything, and that's okay. That's alright. I've been spending a lot of time with family. I've been watching a lot of movies. Yeah, I'll talk about that real quick. I've been watching a whole bunch of movies. I don't know if you guys use Letterboxd, those of you that like to listen. I know that people that probably watch a bunch of movies probably use Letterboxd because it makes their life easier. And it's making mine easier right now. I've been using it since, I think, 2019, like the start of 2019. Literally the start. I started the account, and then the first movie I marked all on the same day, and that was January 1st of 2019. So I've been using it for a while now, as we're about to go into 2022, and this past week, oh, so many films. Ever since I've returned home, essentially, because I've been home, because I can tell you the last film I watched before I came back home. That was on December 9th. I watched West Side Story. I saw it in theaters opening night. If you didn't know, that was opening night, like the Thursday night showing. Real good. I know I already talked about that. We're going to move on from that. But ever since, oh man, I have watched so many. And usually it's big, like, clumps of movies in a single day. So, like, let me just count how many movies I've watched since the 9th, right? So it's, December 29th now. So it's been 20 days, right? And I've watched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I've watched 20 films. I wish that was one a day. It has not been one a day. It has been clumps of films in days. I will sit downstairs. I will sit with my older brother, and it's something we get along with very nicely, and I enjoy that. It's very nice. We'll watch movies, and it's been a bunch of movies I haven't seen, or movies that I've meant to see, or just whatever. I'll just kind of go through this real quick, and then eventually I will talk about the other gifts I got besides the record player and the desktop, which this is being recorded on the desktop. That is part of why this took so long to get out, because the desktop did not arrive to me on Christmas. I was informed of its existence as a gift, but it was not here, and then it arrived. And so now I get to use it. I set it up, and it's nearly midnight, and I was like, I need to get this out. I've been delaying this for too long. Yeah, but I watched Battle Royale 2 Requiem. Great fan of the first movie. The second one was kind of but it is what it is. That is what happens, when things are based off of stuff, because I own the entire manga collection of Battle Royale. I won't ever read manga to you guys. There's too many pictures involved, unless I was going to put a camera over my shoulder, but that would be weird, because then at that point I would hope I have a camera at my face too. And it was kind of an movie. Like, it was enjoyable. It finished off what needed to be known. It also left off at this, like, kind of cliffhanger-y point for a third film, but obviously as it came out in 2003, we're nearly 20 years out. We haven't seen that. I guess that's okay. I watched The Host, which was one I'd been putting off for a real long time. It was a very interesting film. It was a good one. I liked it. Is it the same director? Or is it just sharing an actor? It might just be sharing an actor. I know that the main character in Host is also... No, it's same director as well. Parasite. If you like Parasite, same director. The father in Parasite is also the main character in Host. Is it The Host? The Host, sorry. Not just Host. Not to be confused with the Suzanne Collins movie of the same name, which also has a book. That is a terrible movie adaptation of a book. I'll tell you that right now. I did read that whole book before I watched that movie. What in the... I got a weird message. I had to, decipher it with my eyes. I watched that. Watched Escape Room Tournament of Champions. It was whatever. The first movie was better. Obviously, the second one has set itself up to lead into more films, but it seems that these more films will not include the characters from the first two, the ones that made it from the first game into the second one. And that was kind of okay. I saw Spider-Man No Way Home. I saw that in theaters not too long after it came out with my girlfriend. Oh, that's what I'm going to say. You guys know I saw that. I talked about it before. I'm just going through this. Batman Hush pissed me off. Pissed me off a lot. And I think I'm starting to understand because I've seen a couple more of the Batman animated films that Warner Brothers does based off of the big name comics, and they like to make changes to things thinking that I guess that'll add something to it, or they'll change some entire plot point, and it just kind of really ruins it. Sorry if you wanted to watch Batman Hush, but they brought in the character who is Hush in the comics, and then they killed him to leave you guessing as to who Hush was, and then it was the Riddler. I was like, well, this was dumb. I saw Superman Red Sun. That was fun. I don't know anything about that one. So if they change stuff I don't know. And that was kind of Mortal Kombat Legends Battle of the Realms. I was like, oh, that's fun. I like Mortal Kombat. It's very violent. If you can't handle gore, intense, don't watch it. Even though it's animated, just don't do it. Then I watched both part 1 and 2 of Batman The Long Halloween. That's another one where they went and just made big change. And I was like, well, I guess this is kind of fine, but it still kind of detracted a little bit. And I think they do that a lot with the ones where they want to keep people guessing, yeah, that's what I'm going to say. They do it with the ones where they're like, we want to keep the people guessing about what's happening. And it's like, okay, that's fine, but don't. That's not why people are here. They're here because you're making this story and they know how it goes and they want to see it come to life on the screen, and then you make a major change. You changed who Hush was for Hush, and you changed who Holiday, or the Holiday Killer, for those who don't know, was for The Long Halloween. And it's like, yeah, I guess cool for your plot twist, but this isn't fun to us. We wanted to see it adapted properly. It's the same reason everyone was so pissed off with the Killing Joke. They added in one unnecessary subplot and the world lost their minds, rightfully so. I watched The Matrix Resurrections. I thought it was good. Uh, I've seen all of the original three. Hold on, my screen just went dark. I've seen all three of the original three. Yep, that's a sentence. And I thought the fourth one was fine. It wasn't a good one, but it is what it is. My friend, he gave the same rating as I did for the movie, but I think his comment was the funniest thing, because he also liked the movie, but I'll just go ahead and read you what he wrote, which was, "This is just Lana Wachowski writing fanfic about her dominatrix wife." Yeah, if you've seen the movie, you know that that's true. And that's so funny. It's so stupid funny about it. And I hate that that's so funny to me. But I watched that. I watched The Little Things. That wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. Could have been better, but it is what it is. I watched Klaus. Klaus. I'm going to call it Claus, because that'll make your brain think of the word easier. It's spelled the same way. It's a cute little film. It's on Netflix. It's animated. Won a bunch of awards, and I didn't know why. I just was like, okay, whatever. And then I watched it, and I went, okay, yeah, I understand why now. This is good. It's real good. Watched Fight Club for the first time. That's right. I, a filmmaker, have put off watching Fight Club for years, and then I finally did. And hey, I enjoyed Robert Paulson, and I'm also upset about what happened to Robert Paulson in that movie. I watched The Goonies, didn't really like it. I know the world's gonna come at me. I watched Midsommar again, which was the first movie. Yeah, the first repeat movie. And I think the only repeat movie so far. Watched Pitch Black, which was actually a really solid film. I've never seen The Chronicles of Riddick, the sequel. That's what the sequel is called. And I know they went back and rebranded Pitch Black as The Chronicles of Riddick, Pitch Black. Which is fine. Whatever. Do as you please. But I liked Pitch Black. Watched Pulp Fiction for the first time. Don't murder me, movie fans. Hey, I thought it was fantastic. That was a real good film. I enjoyed that. I don't think I can watch it again. For certain aspects of it. But it is what it is. And then I watched Reservoir Dogs. I'm almost at the end if you're not counting along. And that one was not as good, which was a little disheartening. Then I watched The Usual Suspects, which was just Reservoir Dogs, but better. And the last one I've watched recently was Children of Men, which I watched yesterday night. And that one was solid. That was really good. I did indeed enjoy Children of Men a whole damn lot. And I would watch that one again. And I can, because I own it. A lot of these were me on DVD, because I bought a bunch of DVDs and was just like, no, I'm not going to watch them. And then I got a bunch of free time. And then I stopped recording for a bit and had even more free time to just sit and be like, let me watch 5 movies in a day. And now I'm behind on all my recordings, like a smart person. Yeah, because I'm the epitome of smart. Ooh, I've been sent a fun little wall. Someone's redecorating. Oh no, but they thumbtacked the poster. And I misspelled poster. I put posader. That's not how that word is spelled, but here we are. The posader. I almost died for a second. That wasn't even a funny joke. It's me and my posader. Okay. I went through all those movies. It was a lot. I went through a lot, but it was good, especially after having left off with things like the Lost Boys sequels and Transporter 2, which left bad taste in my mouth. But I'm still gonna go watch Transporter 3 when I eventually find it. My friend thumbtacked their poster, and now my soul hurts. But alright, my gifts. I got some dope ass things. Obviously, as I said, I got a desktop. That's what I'm recording on. And right now, it's working wonderfully. I will know how well it works when I go to export this, and by that I mean render it, when I go to render this, because if it renders well, like in less than 30-ish minutes, because since there's no image, like moving image, I render all the podcasts out at 720. If anyone's ever noticed, 15 podcasts in, I render out at 720 rather than 1080. I could render at 1080, but that'll take like an hour. So I do it at 720. So depending on how long 720 takes, I might be able to bump it up to 1080. Even though it's just an image, it'll be a crisp image, and you will all love it. Yeah, and I got a record player, and it's real dope. It looks like one of the old school ones, but it's fancy. It plays records, CDs, and cassette tapes. So I bought some cassette. Wow, hated that noise. Hated that I made it. I bought some cassette tapes that I will try out eventually. It was a little grab bag, so I couldn't see what was in it, and once I did see what was in it, I was like, these are interesting. I think one of them is jazz. If you don't know, I love jazz. I love jazz music so much, but I only like... I need to not look at what I'm listening to when it comes to jazz. Like, if I'm able to see what it is, my brain won't register it, and I just won't like it. But if I'm like, this is jazz, and that's it, I love it. I love jazz so much. I got Ghostbusters Monopoly, which is dope as heck. I haven't played it yet, because it's Monopoly, and you can't play that by yourself the way I can play Zombicide by myself. That's right. I own a board game that I can play by myself. It's lonely. It's a lonely life. Ghostbusters Monopoly. I got that from my aunt. I got another Xbox One controller from my mom, which is good because I know that in just these 4 months, I've probably really grinded this pre-owned Xbox One controller into the ground. So a new one is very, very helpful. It also means I can play games with other people, which is good because eventually co-op summer will creep up on me. And I'll have to be like, oh, I need to play games with people, and then I won't have controllers. But now I have 2 controllers for almost every system I own. Every system I can record. There we go. That's how I'll say it. Another controller. I got a new wallet because my current one was falling apart. It's been falling apart. I've had it for years. I've had a Legend of Zelda wallet for pretty much all of high school up until now, so that's almost 6 years. Maybe 7, possibly. I don't know. I don't fully remember when I got it. I just know I've had it a long time. It used to have a chain. The chain broke way back when. So it's just been the wallet for a while. Now I have a cool Marvel wallet. It's got some like old school panels on it. That's outside. And it's also got a chain. And I was like, ooh. What does dishearten me though is it doesn't have my fun little little window for my ID. Because I keep a picture there that I got at a friend's birthday party. It's a training card that another friend made for this kid's birthday. And it's him just hanging from a helicopter. And it's fantastic. And it's so beautiful to open up your wallet and someone see that and be like, what is going on? And you just never explain. You just don't explain it to them. And that's all you need. Command strips. Just use command strips in that case. My friend is having a whole thing. Where was I? Controller, wallet. Hey, Haley. If you're listening, I'm about to talk about your gift. I'll start with the gift. I got a Bo-Katan little Funko Pop, which is real cool. I have to find a space to put it because my room is a mess. I don't actually have a spot that I can stand it up and have it take like a prominent space. Although now that I don't have a laptop on this little table and I have a desktop on this little table, I actually have a little bit more space to put things, so I could put it on here. And you might get to join the display of work space. Yeah. Why'd I laugh like that? But I was also given a gag gift from Haley. It was a box with a balloon inside that was designed that when you opened it, it would pop the balloon and send glitter flying. There was sadly no video of it, although I do have the box down there, so I might take a photo of that, post it somewhere, because I just haven't tossed it out. I haven't had the heart to. That's one of the big qualms of me in my existence, is that I just don't have the heart to toss things that I should toss, including things like that, where it's just a box filled with little star glitter, you know? That was the sound of me knocking over an external hard drive while trying to plug in a tablet. There's too much tech in this room. Oops. Wow, I hit the mic and that thing peaked. Bo-Katan Kryze. What else did I get? I'm blanking all of a sudden. Oh, I got the Nonary games. If you don't know what those are, it was these two games. There's a third one now, but the first two, Zero Escape and, nope, I'm blanking on their individual names. They came out back, they're old. The first one was, the first one was 999, and then the second one was Zero Escape. It's like 9 people, 9 hours, 9 something, and then Zero Escape. And they came out on the DS and then the 3DS. And then those games got repackaged and like tossed onto consoles, and specifically the PlayStation, and I think also the Xbox. I don't know, but I had a PlayStation, so I wanted it on PlayStation. And I got that, and that was real dope. I got 2 CDs. I got Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish. Yeah, I'm a Billie Eilish fan. I've got her posters on the wall now. I also did that today. There was supposed to be a third one. The frame broke. I got the poster in. I got the frame up. I did not have the right hook to support it, and it came crashing down and the frame broke. So I have to go to Walmart and make a return tomorrow. So I got that one. I got a Conan Gray. No, I want a Conan Gray CD. No, sorry, but I got a Joji CD, because those are interchangeable for my brain apparently. I got Ballads 1, and it's fun. I do enjoy listening to that. I'm gonna have to listen to it in my car because I think there's more bass to it, which I like bass, but I also know that CD will put me to sleep. So I can't listen to it often, especially while I drive, which is when I usually listen to CDs. I like to listen to them while I drive. Yes. If you hear my chair every time I stop to say the next gift, it's because I'm turning around. Because they're all just kind of behind me. Oh, I got a Midsommar. And I got an 8 DVD set. It's the first 8 Friday the 13th films. Because I'm a big horror fan. I don't just collect DVDs. I like to collect horror specifically. So that's real cool. I enjoyed that. I watched Midsommar with my brother. And I can't repeat any of the comments he made. Because I've seen it before, as you heard. It was the one repeat watching of the past 2 weeks, 20 days. So I knew everything that was occurring, and then also got to see other stuff I didn't see before, but he did not, and he was caught unaware. And then I've been slowly trying to make my way through the Friday the 13th franchise. And it's just so much easier with DVDs because of all the legal stuff that occurs with Jason. If you didn't know, there's a bunch of legal stuff because of like who owns the rights, and thus because it's in dispute of who owns the rights, no one's able to make movies. That's why there hasn't been a Jason movie since his remake, which is over a decade ago at this point. Yeah, no, that's kind of crazy. I'm gonna roll away real quick because I can't see everything, so enjoy my silence. Okay, I came back. I also got some jewelry from my mama. I got a necklace. Yes, I got a necklace. I did forget for a second. My brain really said, what was that again? It was a necklace. And then, I got a Dead Meat sweatshirt from my girlfriend. For those who don't know, Dead Meat, it's a YouTube channel. Horror-focused, horror central. Essentially, at this point now, they've become popular enough that it's like, if you know horror, you might already know Dead Meat. I love them. I love listening to them. I love the podcast. I especially love the podcast. All the love to Chelsea. I know a lot of people on the internet always like to give the shout out to James. No offense, Mr. Janice. But I know who does the research. It's an assistant now, but before it was Chelsea. She was the host for the podcast, and yeah, I love Dead Meat. I love it so much. It's what helped me get more into horror. I used to be really afraid of horror. There were certain things I liked, like Final Destination. That was my favorite franchise. It still is my favorite franchise. There's only 4 films though. 1, 2, 3, and 5. That's all we're gonna acknowledge. But Dead Meat is what really got me into, like, it really got me in there. It drew me in. I got to learn about all these horror films. I didn't have to go and watch all these ones that would mess me up, but I got to learn more, and then I could be like, well, now I do want to go watch these, and then they didn't mess me up as much. It's really helped. My girlfriend started watching the channel because of me, and that's been helping her get into horror as well, and she's been appreciating it because she was a very big scaredy cat. No offense, sweetie. And it's allowed us to, like, just be like, well, now we're excited, we're hyped for these things. Like, we've been excited for a while now to watch Freaky, and it was so crazy to my brain because, like, I think my girlfriend was more excited about that one than I was at first. Like, I think I sent her the trailer and she got really hyped. She was like, we have to see this. And I was like, oh, okay. It's a horror movie, right? So, like, Dead Meat's real good. I'm very grateful for it. And it's helped me a lot. I like to write horror stuff now. When I do my scripts for classes, unless they specifically are like, give us a comedy, then I give them something buck wild. But otherwise, when I can just freehand it, I'm usually doing horror. I know that Lost Boys isn't something they've covered, but it's horror adjacent enough, and I'm helping my friend out with that one. You guys know about that. I probably wouldn't have cared half of 2 wits, but I learned yeah. So I really enjoy that gift as well. Came with the Hot Wheels. I'm still kind of sick, if you couldn't tell. I'm still just a smidgen sick. Now I have to cough. Hold on. Yeah. So that's just sort of been how life has been since the last podcast episode, because you've got everything up till Christmas, and then after Christmas you've got that weird limbo life that occurs, because then you're making your way to New Year's, and then after New Year's everything can kind of go back to normal because there's nothing crazy going on. No offense, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, but you're not really on the same level as this stuff. Now that I've gone through all that, I'm gonna pull like maybe 1-2 topics from my notes, which you would think, after taking such a long, extensive amount of time, there'd be more things in here, but no, not much has really happened in the world. Not much has really happened in life. There's not much for me to talk about. I'm just kind of existing. I'm behind on all the things that I normally do, which is not insane, but just kind of disheartening, because I like to really keep to my schedule, but I don't know, something about being back home has really thrown me off, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. If it's like, well, you're home, you get to be with people, so your routine is harder to keep, or if it's like you're home but you're just struggling to do things. You know that feeling? I think that's just called depression. Anyways, here's a topic off of here. Flat earthers. Because I've never done any research into flat earthers because I think it's dumb. But I did see something that sparked an interesting question in my mind, and it was about where they draw the line in what they think is flat and what they think is round. Because obviously the idea of the flat earthers isn't flat solar system. They think the Earth is flat, but you never hear them touting about how Pluto is flat, or Uranus is flat, or the sun is flat. No, just Earth. So I'm curious if their beliefs extend beyond the Earth. Like, because if not, then they're really just a group of people who think that just the Earth is flat, but that everything else is round. They just accept that everything else is round, which is dumb. No offense. Let me see. I found Wikipedia. Oh no. International Flat Earth Research Society. Created in 1956 as a successor to the Universal Zetetic Society? What does that mean? It was ran out of a home? Curvature to the use of wide-angle lenses, adding it's a deception of the public and it isn't right. That's actually really funny. Oh my gosh. Does it... criticism. It was relaunched? Oh no. Oh, like the KKK. In case you didn't know, they died out for a bit, and then the movie The Birth of a Nation occurred, and they re-rose. That number is so small. As of July of 2017, over 500 people have become members. That's kind of goofy. Yeah, but you see, I just read all of this, and none of it is about the other planets. And none of it has any scientific basing, which is very funny. They just deny all the other science. They're just like, no. I don't know how to spell. Me typing messages. But yeah, that's so interesting to me that they're just like, yeah, the Earth is flat. And it's like, well, what about the other planets? And they're like, we don't care about the other ones. It's just the Earth. That one's flat. These wide-angled lenses that they use to take photos, they distort the image to make it look like the Earth has a curve. Which is also funny because that statement implies not that they're saying just that the Earth is flat, but that it doesn't have any curves, that it's a square. They're implying that the Earth is flat and a square. And I think that's so funny because it's so dumb. That's beautiful. It's beautiful in its dumbness. Yeah. So enjoy that thought as you go to enter into the new year, that the idea that the flat earthers don't acknowledge other planets within their thing, which I'm sure would make them the Flat Planet Society or the Flat Solar System Society and not the Flat Earthers. So they would have to go through a whole rebranding, which, hey, I know a guy who does digital design. I'm sure if you paid him enough, he would do your new designs. I'm sure they'd love it. They would love to do the designs if paid. Not just because they want to do them, but because they're paid. Because I think the Flat Earthers need to do a rebranding and become the Flat Solar Systemers. They should just go about and claim that the entire solar system is flat. Every planet is flat. No planet is round. Every planet, every star, every comet is a little frisbee discus. Not even frisbee. Those are round. A little little frisbee squares flying through space, just hurtling around, just little squares. I think that's what they should do. They should rebrand and take that as their claim. Oh, that's... Oh, my lungs. Guys, that's really funny, actually. It has no right to be that funny. Yet here we are. Here we are. Yeah. Do I want to talk about anything else on here? Everything else on here is random. It's real random. Well, I can't even remember the context to give this one any thought. Any thoughts? What a thought. There is no thought. Just what a. The movie Turbo. That's all it says. It just says Turbo the movie. You ever seen that movie? It's weird, dude. There's a snail who falls into nitrous and gets super speed and then races real cars. Like real racers hold a grudge for this snail who just is fast. And I think that's hilarious. Gotta keep track of this time. Who played this? Ryan Reynolds? What? What were you doing? Who hurt Ryan Reynolds in 2013? Look, I knew Snoop Dogg was in here, which is its own funniness. But who was going to tell me that Turbo is voiced by Ryan Reynolds? Why was he voicing a fast snail? Why was he voicing a fast snail? What is this cast? Ryan Reynolds, Snoop Dogg, Paul Giamatti, Michael Pena, Samuel Jackson, Ken Jeong, Louise Guzman, Ben Schwartz, Maya Rudolph, Bill Hader, and Michelle Rodriguez, Richard Jenkins. Why are you all in this movie? Oh no, why? This goes back to the animated movies having too many famous people in their cast for no good reason. Too many. Ryan Reynolds, what were you doing? I'm so sorry. Your filmography is so varied. It's so varied for a man that is 45. It's insane how varied it is. This is me stalling to pull it up. Wow. To pull it up. Go ahead. Give me the stupid ad. What else have you been in? A lot. Oh, they're working on Deadpool 3. How nice. Red Notice. We know how I feel about that. Free Guy, that I keep hearing from everyone how good it is. And I'll get to it eventually. You know? Now that I've got the time. Really don't. 6 Underground. Was he in Hobbs and Shaw? Apparently. Did Pokemon Detective Pikachu. Deadpool 2. Lots of Deadpool's related things. Was it just... Oh, okay. I see. Family Guy. Showed up in there a couple of times. Hitman's Bodyguard. Life. Wow, this is just the past 4 years. It's kind of crazy, but also so much of this is just shorts as Deadpool. He's really just been living his life as Deadpool. And Deadpool, the first one. More shorts as Deadpool, and then everything before that, where it just kind of you don't really want to look at it, you know? You get stuff like Selfless. I liked the voices. People did not like R.I.P.D. Turbo. Oh, that's right, the Croods. I forget he's in the Croods. Does he show up in the sequel? Do they have him play Guy in the sequel, or is someone else playing Guy at that point? Because I know there was a second Croods movie. Did I miss it in here? I did miss it in here. Good, because I was like, there's no way y'all replaced Ryan Reynolds, but kept Nick Cage, Green Lantern, yep. Safe House? Safe House. Paperman? Haven't heard of it. The Proposal? Haven't heard of it. We've all heard of X-Men Origins Wolverine, and I think the faster we forget it, the better. Smoking aces. Yeah, there's a lot of garbage. What was he doing with his life until Deadpool occurred? It's kind of crazy how just absolutely buck wild the things he was in are, and then you get to Deadpool and he's just kind of having a real good run. He's having a solid run ever since. Anywho. Oh, wow. We've hit 40 minutes. That's insane. Yeah, I was going to close out the episode soon. But before I do, I did want to announce something fun that will be coming up much sooner than intended, since I didn't get a full week off of it. And that's What a Book. That's right. We're getting some fun rebranded additional stuff to create the What a Book podcast. It'll go up bi-weekly, so, once every 2 weeks, which will in turn make the What a Thought podcast go up once every 2 weeks, which will help out with both getting notes for the podcast itself, as well as making the podcast a little bit more. I can take the time to do some more research into stuff. I can take down more notes. They'll have more topics to talk about. It's a lot harder to grab news in a week cycle, mainly in a 6-day cycle, I guess. Kind of. So it'll really help me out with that one. And then I'm going to read books, which I thought would be real nice. I know I talked about it. I kind of got hyped up from some people who got to the podcast a little late, and that's okay. But they're a little hyped about it, and I think it'll be fun, because I have a lot of books I haven't gone through, a lot of books I have, not a lot of books that I have, but there's a lot of books that I own that I haven't had the time to read, and this will kind of force me to do it without me having to put off things to do it, because I'll still be making content, which is sad in a sense to be like, well, you're monetizing what you're doing so that way you can get it done, but I'm also not, because I don't make money. This is just me doing my own thing. And also eventually you guys will see some fun artwork pop up to fully allow for this channel to rebrand. I know, right? I started making stuff before I had all my things in place, all my eggs in the right basket. And that's okay. I really just wanted to get the podcast started. So now that you guys know that the podcast will not return until until a few days after the new year, but for another week afterwards, which by that point I should be back on campus, I think. I should have started spring semester, I think, so it'll be back on campus. So yeah, that's crazy. Actually, it's insane. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to the What a Thought podcast. Make sure to leave some stuff down in the comments down below, or shoot me a message on my social medias, which are at the link in the description. Tell me what are the things you want to hear me talk about. You've got 2 weeks now. You have 2 full weeks to tell me things you want to hear me talk about, so I can put them in my notes. And I'll be reading books every other week. I think that's cool. Make sure to leave a like and comment. Check out whatever other things you want to check out. I stream on Twitch. The stream is a little irregular because of the holidays. I have the gaming YouTube, and those videos are going up daily. Don't worry, they're there. I promise you. So make sure to check those out too. Yeah. I was going to say a thing. Yeah. Oh, I have the first book. We're going to be doing the Percy Jackson series. Not all of its spin-offs that occurred. I know there's multiple of those, but I have the full set of the original series. So we're going to be starting with those, for book 1, The Lightning Thief. It's a fun book. It's a fun franchise. I'm excited to do that one. Please don't make fun of the voices. I will do voices. I will try to do voices. Will I remember every voice I make? No. No, I won't. And someone's going to be like, your voices are inconsistent. And to them I say, I am a 20-year-old film student who's studying to make movies. I don't have the time to perfect my Percy Jackson voice. Okay? Or what's his name? It's not Grover. That'd be funny. Like the guy from Elmo. Sesame Street. But anyways, thank you guys again for listening. I've been Matthew. Thanks for checking out the What a Thought podcast. And I'll see all of you when I see you.